Welcome back to another OnlineDrummer.com Monday drum lesson. I'm Nate Brown. Lately, I've been messing around a lot with 7/8 grooves, and today I'm going to go over some ideas for getting started with 7/8 grooves, as well as a cool groove and some fills. And even though there aren't a lot of opportunities to play 7/8 with a band, even though there are examples of 7/8 within popular music, it's a great exercise to make sure that you're thinking, to keep your drumming brain working. And if you could take a minute in the comments below, let us know what types of drum lessons or what types of content you'd like to see from OnlineDrummer.com. Your feedback will be very helpful when we're deciding what kind of content to produce the most of. Let's get started. Number one is just the basic groove, and I'll play that. And now I'll count that for you. I'm going to use a modified 7/8 counting like you've heard in some of my other lessons. It's going to sound like 4/4 until the last beat. And on the last beat, I'm just going to take off the and or the and. So I'll do that. 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and is gone. Just 4 E 1 and 2 3 and 4 E 1 E and 3 and 4 E 1 back to 1 4 E 1. Now that's where it's going to take some getting used to, because so often we play that 4 and 4/4 time. Now we're skipping it, going right back to 1. So it's a lot of fun to do just because it's different. You can still follow it because that bass drum is a consistent pattern. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 E 1 2 3 4 E 1. And the snare drum also helps keep the place in the music. 3 and 1 2 3 and. And number 2 adds a little bit of flair with the hi-hat. That's on the and of beat 2. 1 2 and I do that with the right left. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 E. I'll do that slower. So everything's the same as in number 1, except now there's an on beat 2 with the left stick. And a 3 and a 4 E 1 D and a 3. And I'll speed that up. Now, as I often do in the drum lessons, I experiment a little bit, and this is a very repetitive beat. It's a one-measure repeating beat, and often in professional music, there are two-measure repeating beats. And the reason is obviously it makes it less repetitive, but it also makes it a little more interesting to the listener. So for this, what you can do is play one time through number 1, and then one time through number 2, and loop those 2 beats. And you will notice that I'm adding a little bit of my own dynamics in there. And after beat 2, because there's no hi-hat on beat 2, 2 is going to be a foot close. 2 and. I'm coming back a little harder with the and to emphasize that upstroke. And does a little harder too. Drum filling in 7/8 can feel just as awkward as playing a beat in 7/8, sometimes more difficult. So number 3 is just a small introduction of how you can get started with drum fills in 7/8. So this just adds at the end. You were playing at the end 4 E and going back to 1, 4 E 1. Now instead of on the hi-hat and snare, you're going to play it just on the snare, and you're going to bring it out. So 1 E and 2 and a 3 and a 4 E. So that just changes to a 4 E. 4 E 1, and hit a crash coming out of that to get used to it. And a 3 and a 4 E 1. And a 3 and a 4 E 1. Sorry, that's fun to play. Number 4 is the same as number 3. Except that you're reorchestrating those snare strokes onto the toms And in this case, number 4 is just written on the low tom. So instead of the snare, and the 3, and the 4, a 1. And then you can experiment with reorchestrating those yourself. You could play high tom, middle, whatever orchestration you want. And it sounds cool if you bring out a snare stroke, so maybe the end, you play high-low, or not high-low, but high snare, or low snare. It adds another little backbeat in there. And the 3, and the 4E. That's just 4E, 4E1, but now it's played split up. See how just reorchestrating it can make it sound a lot different? Let's be that. And number 5, this is probably my favorite because it plays off of the 4/4 mindset in that the fill is phrased in groups of 4. So to somebody listening that's used to 4/4, they're going to hear that, and they're going to feel like, oh, there we go, I hear it. But the way it's phrased in this 7/8, it throws the listener off a little bit when he goes back into the beat. It's kind of cool. So that starts on the and of 2, 1 and 2, and a 3E and a 4E1. It's where you would have had that and on the hi-hat, and but now you're starting that drum fill phrased in 4s. And of course you can split that up. Reorchestrate it. You can do a lot of things with that, but that's a great way to start getting used to playing drum fills in 7/8. And number 6, this is a further play on the 4/4 mindset. And what this does is for beats 3 and 4, it plays that backbeat that we're used to hearing on beat 4. 3 and a 4, but then it starts right back into the groove. 1 and a 3, 4, 1, 3. And that sounds especially cool when you pair it with, say, a looping number 2, and then you pair it with this. Or, of course, you could loop 1 and 2, and then pair the 4th time through with this. You hear how that 1, 2, 3, 4, you finally feel like, oh, okay, there's that 4 backbeat, 3, 4, 1, and then it starts over. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and have fun playing around with the 7/8 technique. Remember, the idea is to keep you thinking differently on the drums. You want to get out of that rut of just playing in 4/4, which you need to be able to play in 4/4, but keep that mind working. Let's check out onlinedrummer.com for all kinds of cool stuff, sheet music, articles, drum beats, video drum lessons. And have a great week of drums. Keep drumming.